Hey, everybody, welcome to our weekly Ecosystem Office Hours call. I am your host, Jinx, and I am joined, as always, by the best and brightest in the Pocket ecosystem. We will fire things off with Fred this morning with our protocol updates.
Hi, Jinx, and hi, everybody. Thank you, as always. On the protocol end, from Grove's updates, we're still in the quagmire of addressing session rollovers. We did release I won't call it a hack, but a quick fix to how Comet BFT handles mutexes, which is essentially how it handles state lock from read and write functions. This seems to have slightly improved session rollovers, but doesn't seem to be kind of the longer fix that we need, and that was released in V0128. We're also looking at some improvements that will improve or release kind of essentially a light client is kind of the next step that will be used for relay miners and nodes. This should help, given that the major issue with session rollovers is kind of this collision of claims and proofs and still trying to process relays. So we continue to chip away at that. In addition, we've stabilized kind of the chain growth in terms of storage size. So that's good. And we'll continue to make progress there. The long-awaited improvements and latest release has some help for validators, and they'll start to get rewards. This is not a one and done. There will be a few more follow-ups. The reason that we've had kind of some road bumps along the way for validator rewards is the utility of our chain is much different from a traditional Cosmos chain. So we need to work through the nuances between, being a node runner and being a validator and making sure that those rewards and the tokenomics all function as expected. On the other end of Grove, on the path side, we are in the very, very, very final stages of WebSockets preparation. We'll be launching WebSockets through the portal on XRPL EVM and XRPL EVM testnet as the first kind of rollout. And then from there, we'll scale out across multiple chains. This is also being used as a pilot on the protocol level as we want to make sure that node runners are compensated correctly. Moving right down the list, the rest of the things are really, we're in a process of just kind of revamping the portal for all the new functionality and everything that's been upgraded with the move over to Path and the new protocol. So we want to make sure that our users have a really good user experience. And you might have noticed that with the improvements that we've made and continued updates to Path, with the rise in success rates, we have seen a rise of return of customers. And our total daily relays have inched upwards ever so slightly, and we're hoping to continue that trend. That's pretty much it from Grove's end. Thanks so much.
Beautiful. Thanks, Fred. Yeah, I know relays has been a consideration for everyone. I've heard from several node runners about their end users asking, and that's the simple fact of the matter about Pocket Network is that we are a sound business fundamental protocol, something that all of the previous Web3 projects that were, explosive during the 2020 and 2021 bull run have had to come to grips with. You can either exist as a functional business that is capable of sustaining itself as a protocol, or you can't. And as part of moving into an economic structure that doesn't allow for simple inflation as an incentive that actually needs to survive based on its usage and adoption, we are going through the hard part of doing the work that's required to build, consistent paying customers to make the network sustainable. And if node runners, if any of y'all would like, assistance in your messaging from a foundation perspective on what that means for long-term growth tracks and things along that line, I'm happy to assist with that. I know some folks have asked for help with messaging to their customers who may think that it's a failing of an individual node runner. Also happy to help with messaging around that. We understand that, the traffic through the network is the single largest determiner of how much you can return to your customers as well. So we're always happy to support that in as much as we can from a messaging perspective. And we are very, very focused on, additional business development. Grove obviously is doing their own marketing and building their own customer base. DevDAO is working on those same things as they move towards a place where they feel comfortable launching and supporting their service. And in the foundation, we've been doing a significant amount of business development in as much as it can exist from the foundation side, given that we're not a for-profit organization. But we are looking at opening up new channels, new models, additional ways that people can participate, and we're aggressively creating reach outs and connections to other DeFi and DePIN entities within the space, since they are probably the easiest target for immediate onboarding. Some of y'all may have noticed that I was on a DePIN coffee hour yesterday morning podcast, really great group. And with a couple of other folks who are a perfect example of good that podcast. It wasn't simply to market for Pocket, which part of that is. It's also to meet other founders and other project leaders and to be able to make those kinds of connections and get those conversations started, which we absolutely did. One of them we have a Telegram conversation going with now, and the other we're actually going to meet up with at Korea Blockchain in September. So everyone is pushing forward for those goals. Adoption and increase of relay traffic is the most critical marker of our success as a protocol, and that is not on anyone's mind. Speaking of Korea, I do want to remind everybody that we will be at Korea Blockchain Week from September 19th to the 26th or thereabouts. That's a rough estimate. I have it in the calendar here. We are doing an event there with Superblock and Over Protocol, which will be a co-marketed event with Pocket and as part of our introduction as a gateway source within the Korean marketplace. And I'll be doing a keynote there for that, along with hosting a developer meetup, hoping to make a lot of new connections there. And of course, we'll also be attending some of the other events that are relevant to our greater ecosystem and various partnerships, including the Ripple event there that's on the weekend going into it. So if you are going to be in Korea during that time, please feel free to reach out. Love to meet up and spend some time with you. Otherwise, keep an eye on socials. We'll be sharing all of that as normal. Did hear from Tracy this morning and want to give her just a minute to talk about Igniter. And of course, I see that Ramiro is on here as well. For anyone who, for some reason, has not heard about this yet, Igniter is the product that the foundation has contracted PocketScan to build, and they've put that together over the course of all of the previous months that's been working on. It is actually live and visible now at staking.pocket.network. I'll drop that link in. We want this to be able to be a centralized place where any supporting node runner can be referred to, accessed from, or staked by users of the Pocket network as an addition to your own services already pre-existing. So, if you have your own website, you can create an instance of this on your own website and run it there. But we also want you registered with the foundation instance so that you are in the main drop-down list of node runners that people can use when they come to our site. So if you have not already, please coordinate with Tracy either directly or through the Igniter channel in Discord, and make sure that you're getting your instance of Igniter set up so that our site visitors and such will see you as an option when they come to stake their tokens. And the GitHub repo is also in that channel linked. So if you are interested in setting up an instance of that for yourself, it is open source. You are fully allowed to plug and play and chop and slice and dice and brand it in your own way. Whatever way makes it most useful to you for your service, you are encouraged to do so. That is part of the public goods that the foundation has funded. So if there are any questions about that, please, we'll take a moment now, and I'll hand the mic to Tracy for a sec to talk about that.
Things to say about Igniter. One, it's a great product. From the user standpoint, I walked through it with Jorge, Ramiro, and Alan, and Julio, and it was just super easy to use. So as somebody who would want to stake with any of the node runners in the Pocket ecosystem, You just basically go on, pick how many nodes you want, how much you want to stake, and select from a drop down of which provider you want to stake with. Super, super easy to use. And then from the backside, for node runners to have this on their infrastructure, I watched a team walk through it, and it seemed very easy. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And there's a couple people on here with F chains. I probably will be reaching out to you all about restaking the nodes for F chains in this platform because of the dashboard and the features in the platform. So I know Breezy's on here. I'll reach out to you later and ask you, etc.
Beautiful. Any questions about that? Alrighty. One of the other questions as well that we have been getting is around the revamped IBC gateway for Axelar and timeframes on that and all the rest of that. Obviously, the protocol team is working at light speed as quickly as they can to address a number of different priorities simultaneously. The best thing that I can say of those looking for a timeline is to go to the GitHub and search IBC, and you can drop a little watch on any of the tickets related to IBC, and you can see the progress there as it occurs. This is something that is obviously a priority for all of us. We want to be able to allow for the movement of native Cosmos Pocket tokens into all of the other supported ecosystems. And we know a lot of other people do too. So that is a priority for us. Unfortunately, I just don't have a good hard date on that yet. You'll need to watch those tickets to watch that progress as it evolves. And I think that covers all of our governance stuff. Let me drop a quick update on that as well. We do have Murdad coming on as our contracted governance coordinator to help get all of the new stuff put together in regards to using the Cosmos governance system and using their forums and getting content migrated and all of the rest of that kind of stuff. So you will see some visible progress on that fairly soon. Also, I am working on finalizing my proposal to elect myself as a director of the foundation. So for those of you who DM me on a regular basis asking when I'm going to put that up for vote, thank you. I appreciate the support, and we will have that up in the next, probably in the next day or so. And I think that actually covers the the complete list of okay, that's it. I think that covers the complete list of things that we actually have for the agenda. So I will open up the floor to questions. Please feel free to either come off mute and speak them directly or to type them in chat.
A couple of quick things. I joined late, so I'm not sure if Fred, you mentioned it because they're kind of last minute. One, we are going to be opening up endpoints. We're going to be giving away free endpoints to hackathons. We did this recently as a test in last week at a conference at Stanford, and it went over well. And we have the kind of the tech to make sure that they're time gated, so we don't end up giving out free traffic for too long. I reached out to a couple different parties today that I know run hackathons to kind of put the offer out there. We'll make it public soon, shortly. So if you know people running hackathons and need endpoints, just reach out to us on any channel, and we can go from there. So there's that. Two, I think I can say this. So if you all know that Cardano has a new network, Midnight Network, we have kind of like a partnership with them. We just signed the paperwork with them recently, like 3 days ago. All messaging kind of has to get approved by them on their end before we can say anything like on paper in public. but at least we have like kind of like a memorandum to be working together at some point. The obvious way is RPCs, but that's not set in stone in any way right now. But there is a plan to kind of do something with them in the coming future. So I just want to call that out. And part three or C is there are a bunch of other conversations going on in the Ripple ecosystem. Again, as I always say, it takes months, if not a year, for these things to come to fruition. But we're getting very, very close on one of them. So hopefully we'll have an update in the coming quarter about something new in that sphere. That's it.
Beautiful. Thanks, Art. Other questions, comments, inputs, etc.? I see Michael's typing. What's the progress on PGAT? Oh, that's our PGAT projects. Yeah. So DevDAO is probably our most visible one. They're on the call right now, and they can certainly give an update if they like. Vistia has turned into a larger relationship with them running an ongoing incubator and us looking at opening up their incubator model. Swan Blocks has been paused while they are looking to seek additional funding to bring on additional engineers. And the others, I think, are at various stages of readiness and still working on their products. As we all know, software products often take longer than we hope for to actually bring to market. So that's the general update. Crypto, you want to give an update on where y'all are at DevDAO?
Yeah, totally. So we got our bank account open, finally got my cards. Now I'm also working on exchange accounts, which requires some additional documentation over and above what I actually had to provide for my bank account, funny enough. But a lot of the day-to-day work right now is going hard on marketing, filling out content calendars, making sure we're really visible. And on the other side of things as well, we're also working on our eventually consistent model and our distributed system, and a little bit more time is being spent on our serverless runtime as well. And so I don't know if I've talked fairly extensively about our serverless runtime, but currently we're trying to make it micro VM based instead of V8 isolate or WASM, which are fairly popular now amongst providers like Cloudflare. The serverless runtime is going to also be powering all of our managed node infrastructure as well. So that's going to run alongside all of our Pocket infrastructure. So that's kind of like the general idea and roadmap. And currently, we're looking at a launch sometime in September. I'm going to have some more details soon, but we're making really, really good progress.
Beautiful. Thanks, sir. Is there anything in particular that the community at large could do to help with y'all's launch to help make it successful?
Yeah, honestly, a huge part of it is just kind of echoing our narratives, helping getting the word out, even say trying to ambitiously find clients like wallets, projects, etc. Yeah, we're pretty receptive to any way the community kind of wants to come in and help. So honestly, just come knocking, tag me in chats.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Other questions? And I'll just echo in the meantime, everyone's support when it comes to, retweeting and talking about it and sharing Pocket out and bringing projects back. I mean, I've had a number of introductions that y'all have made from startups and other groups who potentially could benefit from Pocket, even and maybe especially in experimental uses of Pocket outside of RPC, looking at LLMs and other forms of data that can be transferred through the network. All of that, every bit of that, is helpful to the greater cause. And if you know other people who are interested in crypto in general, then invite them along to the Discord, have them hang out, talk, see what we do. Any other thoughts, questions? This is y'all's hour, or half hour, or 25 minutes, as the case may be. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining the call as always. I appreciate your time, and we will see y'all again, same time, same channel next week.